Hey people of YouTube, if you found this video, you might have a hard time coping with the ceiling fan installation, but we're here to make sure that everything is cope aesthetic. Today we're installing the Copley Fan by Home Decorators Collection. This is a 52-inch damp rated ceiling fan, which makes it perfect for outdoor locations like covered porches or patios, but it looks great indoors as well. It's a dual mount fan, so you can hang it from a flat ceiling with the included downrod, or you can hang it from a higher angle ceiling with an extension downrod that you purchase separately. Just a couple of notes before we get started. You want to make sure that your outlet box is clearly marked acceptable for fan support. If it's not, you want to change that out before beginning. And this is an easy project, and we're going to take you step by step through the whole process. If you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, please just hire a licensed contractor. It'll just be easier for everybody. But if you follow along step by step, I'm pretty sure you can handle it. Before we get started, you want to make sure that the breaker box is turned off and the wall switch is turned off, so that way there's no power running to your lines. Just make sure all your electricity is turned off. If you want to fast forward through the process, you can use the links below. That'll take you to each individual step along the way. That way you don't have to watch the whole video and you can get back to doing what you really enjoy. We've already unpacked the fan. We're just going to go through the parts, make sure we have everything, and then we'll get started. So first up, we have the mounting bracket. The mounting bracket comes pre-installed inside the canopy with the canopy ring. We'll show you in the first step how to remove that to get started. You have the ball and downrod assembly. You have 5 reversible blades. Just pick the finish that's right for you. You got 5 beautiful blade arms. You have the light kit pan, the motor collar cover, the glass bowl, the light kit, the decorative cage, the fan motor. You have 2 LED bulbs. You have a remote and receiver. The batteries are included. You have blade attachment screws, blade arm screws, and plastic wire nuts in this hardware pack. That's it for the parts. Some tools we're going to need. This is an easy project, so you just need a Phillips head screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, pair of wire cutters and strippers. We like to use a line voltage tester to make sure that the wires aren't live before beginning. Going to need some electrical tape, and of course a ladder. So we got everything here. If you liked the video at the end and it helped you out, please click like and subscribe, and that'll help other people find the video as well. So as Jackie Gleason used to say, away we go! The mounting bracket comes pre-installed inside the canopy with the canopy ring attached. To remove the mounting bracket, first twist the canopy ring counterclockwise to expose the screws. You'll notice that there are 2 slotted screws and 2 standard screws located on either side of the canopy. Begin by removing and saving the 2 standard screws. Next, loosen but do not remove the 2 screws in the J slots. Once those 2 screws are loosened, simply twist the mounting bracket and lift it up to remove it from the canopy. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket for easy installation. There are 2 slots in the mounting bracket that will align with the 2 screws in the outlet box. When installing the mounting bracket, you'll align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws in the outlet box and then simply slide to hold it in place before tightening. This is just a demonstration. Begin by loosening but not removing the 2 screws in the outlet box. Next, feed the house supply wires through the center hole in the top of the mounting bracket and align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws in the outlet box and slide to hold in place. Secure the mounting bracket to the outlet box by completely tightening both outlet box screws. Before attaching the downrod, remove the warning label from the set screw on the motor collar and use a flathead screwdriver to loosen but not remove the set screw. You'll notice a safety tab on the other side of the motor collar. This is designed to lock the downrod in place should it ever loosen over time. Next, remove the rubber band holding the wires together and gently stretch the wires out. Once the wires are stretched out, it's a good idea to twist the ends together. This will make it much easier to feed the wires through the downrod. Next, feed the wires through the decorative canopy ring. Make sure that the notches are facing towards the ceiling. Feed the wires through and place the ring on top of the motor. Next, gently pull the green ground wire from inside the ball and downrod assembly. Next, insert the downrod through the canopy. Then place the decorative motor collar cover onto the downrod so that the largest opening of the collar cover is facing towards the threaded end of the downrod. Insert the ends of the wires through the threaded end of the ball and downrod assembly until they exit through the ball portion, and gently pull them through until the downrod meets the motor collar. Next, screw the downrod into the motor collar until it is completely tightened. Once the downrod is tight, use a flathead screwdriver to completely tighten the set screw on the motor collar. Once the set screw is tightened, slide the decorative motor collar cover down until it meets the fan motor. If installing the fan with the included downrod, it's a good idea to trim and strip the wires before installing. To do so, measure about a foot from the top of the ball and downrod assembly and use a pair of wire cutters to cut the wire. Then strip off about 3/4 of an inch of insulation from each wire. Once the wires are stripped, twist each end of the wires to make sure that there are no loose strands. Now the fan is ready to be hung. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the slot of the ball and downrod assembly that will align with the tab in the mounting bracket. When hanging the fan, you'll insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire fan assembly until you feel the slot engage the tab in the mounting bracket. The fan will drop slightly when properly seated. To hang the fan, lift the fan assembly towards the ceiling. Note the location of the slot in the ball and the tab in the mounting bracket. Insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire assembly until you feel that slot engage the tab. A properly seated ball will prevent fan wobble and will also allow for room for the receiver to insert into the mounting bracket. The fan will drop slightly when properly seated. Before installing the receiver, insert the batteries into the remote. To remove the battery compartment cover, simply slide it off and insert the batteries according to the diagram inside the battery compartment. You'll note the dip switches in the remote control and the dip switches in the receiver. If you have more than one remote control fan in the house, it's a good idea to change these settings to avoid possible interference between remote controls. To change the dip switch settings, use a small tool like a screwdriver and set the dip switches to a unique setting of either up or down. They can be set to any position as long as the remote and the receiver settings match. There's also a light control switch in the battery compartment of the remote. This switch is labeled O and D. To disable the dimming function of the light kit, set the switch to O. To enable the dimming function, make sure the switch is set to D. Once all settings are made, replace the battery cover by sliding it onto the remote, and insert the rubber plug into the top of the receiver. When installing the receiver, make sure the flat side of the receiver is facing towards the ceiling. You'll notice that one side of the receiver has 2 wires. Those will connect with the house wires. The other side of the receiver has 3 wires. Those wires will connect to the wires from the fan. Insert the receiver into the mounting bracket with the antenna side first, so that the receiver rests on the ball and downrod assembly. Begin wiring the fan by taking the green wire from the ball and downrod assembly and the green wire from the mounting bracket and twisting those 2 wires together. Once those wires are connected, twist those wires together with the bare copper wire from the house. This is the ground connection. Secure the connection using an included large plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the white wire from the receiver labeled ACNN and connect that with the white house supply line. Twist those two wires together and secure the connection using an included large plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the red receiver wire labeled AC in L and connect that with the black house wire. Twist those two wires together and secure the connection using an included large plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. This is the power connection. Next, you'll connect the white receiver wire labeled to motor N and twist that wire together with the white wire from the fan. Complete the connection using an included small plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the blue wire from the receiver labeled for light and connect that with the blue wire from the fan. Twist those two wires together and secure the connection using an included small plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Finish off the wiring by taking the black receiver wire labeled to motor L and connecting that with the black fan wire. Secure the connection using an included small plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all the wire connections have been made, gently tuck the wires around the mounting bracket and into the outlet box to make room for the canopy to attach. To attach the canopy, align the J-slots of the canopy with the two screws that are still in the mounting bracket that were loosened in the first step. Then tuck all the wires in and press the canopy up towards the ceiling and over the screws, and then twist to lock the canopy in place. Next, using the screws that were removed and saved in the first step, insert the screw into the standard screw hole of the canopy and completely tighten using a Phillips head screwdriver. Repeat this process for the screw on the opposite side of the canopy. Once those two screws are completely tighten the two screws in the J-slots of the canopy. The inside of the canopy ring has 4 slots. Those slots will align with the 4 screws in the canopy. To attach the canopy ring, align those slots with the 4 screws in the canopy, and then lift the canopy ring up towards the ceiling, aligning the slots with the screws, and then twist the canopy ring to lock it in place. To attach the blades to the blade arms, you'll need the blade attachment screws located in the hardware pack. The blades are reversible, so choose the finish that you'd like to see and make sure that the opposite side is facing up. The blade arms have 3 posts that will align with the 3 holes in the end of the blade. Place the blade onto the blade arm so that those posts insert into the holes of the blades. Then start a screw in each of the 3 holes. Once all 3 screws are started, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten the 3 screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blades. When attaching the blade assemblies to the fan, you'll notice that there's a raised ridge in the blade arm. This will align with the slot in the blade attachment area of the motor. Insert the blade into the slot in the side of the motor and align the 2 screw holes of the blade arm with the 2 screw holes at the base of the motor. Use the blade arm attachment screws and a Phillips head screwdriver to secure the blade arm to the fan. It's a good idea to just start the first screw and then insert and completely tighten the second screw, and then go back and completely tighten the first screw. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blades. Once all of the blade arm assemblies are attached, make sure that all the screws are completely tightened. The light kit pan attaches to the fan using 2 keyhole slots and a standard screw hole. Those will align with the 3 screws on the black bracket at the base of the fan. Begin by using a Phillips head screwdriver to remove and save one of those 3 screws. Then loosen, but do not remove, the 2 remaining screws. Next, remove the rubber band holding the wires at the base of the fan. Next, lift the light kit pan up to the fan and align the keyhole slots of the light kit pan with the 2 screws that were loosened in the black bracket. Then use the screw that was removed and saved in a Phillips head screwdriver and insert the screw into the standard screw hole and completely tighten the screw. Once that screw is completely tighten the 2 remaining screws. Make sure all 3 screws are completely tightened before proceeding. The light kit attaches to the light kit pan using 2 keyhole slots and a standard screw hole. Those will align with the 3 screws on the outer edge of the light kit pan. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove and save one of the 3 screws, and then loosen, but do not remove, the 2 remaining screws on the light kit pan. Connect the light kit to the fan by inserting the black wire plug from the light kit into the blue wire plug from the fan, and the white wire plug from the light kit into the white wire plug from the fan. The 2 plugs will snap together when properly inserted. Lift the light kit up, gently tucking the wires into the top of the light kit, and align the keyhole slots with the 2 screws that were loosened in the light kit pan. Press up and twist to hold the light kit in place. Then use the screw that was removed and saved in a Phillips head screwdriver and insert the screw into the standard screw hole of the light kit and completely tighten this screw. Once that screw is tightened, completely tighten the 2 remaining screws. Make sure all 3 screws are completely tightened before proceeding. Install the 2 LED bulbs into the sockets by screwing them in. The light bowl attaches to the light kit using a twist lock system. There are 3 flat areas at the top of the glass bowl. Those 3 flat areas will align with the 3 dimples inside the light kit pan. To install the light bowl, align the flat areas of the light bowl with the dimples, press up, and twist to lock it in place. Before installing the decorative light cage, you'll first need to remove and save the 3 screws on the top of the light cage. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove and save these 3 screws. The light cage attaches to the light kit pan using the 3 screws that were removed and saved. Those 3 screws will align with the 3 screw holes on the outer edge of the light kit pan. Place the decorative cage over the glass bowl and align the screw holes of the light cage with the screw holes in the light kit pan. Fasten the decorative cage to the light kit pan using the screw that was removed and saved. Insert the screw into the hole and completely tighten with a Phillips head screwdriver. Repeat this process for the 2 remaining screws. This fan features a full-function remote control. To turn the fan and light off at the same time, press the power button. The fan speed button will cycle through the fan's 3 speeds. Press once for high speed, twice for medium speed, 3 times for low speed, and another time to turn it off. Press the remote light button to turn the light on. Press it again to turn it off. Press and hold to cycle through the dimming. Release the button once the desired brightness is achieved. The comfort breeze setting randomly alternates the fan's 3 speeds to create an organic wind effect. Press the button to start the comfort breeze mode. Press the button again to disable the feature. The fan timer button will automatically turn the fan off at a desired setting. Press once to turn the fan off in 2 hours, twice for 4 hours, and 3 times for 8 hours. Press one more time to disable the timer. This fan features a 3-speed reversible motor. The reverse switch is located on the top of the motor. Switch left creates a downward airflow to create a cooling effect during the hotter months, and switch right creates an upward airflow to pull warm air from the ceiling during the cooler months. Make sure the fan is off before attempting to change the switch position. That's it. Installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax, and enjoy your new ceiling fan with a nice tall beverage. You did it. You're done. Enjoy your fan. And as always, thanks for watching. And if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe down below, and that'll help other people find it as well. And as we always say around here, keep it breezy.